Welcome to tonight's episode of The Back Room. I am your host for the evening, Hank Philippi Ryan, the USA Today bestselling author of 13 going on 14 novels of suspense. My new book is The House Guest. Look at this, look at the precious, this is the art that I just got. So I am very, very happy about that. My current book, sort of Gaslight meets Thelma and Louise, but we'll be talking about that on another show. My current book is Her Perfect Life, which is casually on the door behind me, because that's what you do. You put your book on the door. Anyway, welcome. So let me introduce our panel tonight. Kimberly Belle, wave Kimberly, coming to us tonight from New York, is the USA Today and internationally best-selling author of 9 novels, including The Marriage Lie, which was a Goodreads Choice Award semi-finalist for mystery and thriller, and co-authored the #1 best-selling Audible original, Young Rich Widows. Her books have been published in dozens of languages and optioned for film and television. She is a founder of the Killer Authors Club on Facebook. You should all join that, not right now. After the show is over, but that is so much fun. And her brand new thriller, as you see in the graphic, is The Personal Assistant, which has come out to wild acclaim. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. So excited to be here.
We are too. Damyanti Biswas, hey Damyanti, lives in Singapore and comes to us from Singapore, where it is now tomorrow. And so she assures us that it's fine and there will be a tomorrow, which is always good to hear. Her short stories have been published in magazines in the US, UK, and Australia, and she helps edit the Forge literary magazine. Her debut crime novel, You Beneath Your Skin, has been optioned for screen by Endemol Shine, so that's amazing. And her newest, The Blue Bar, was published this month by Thomas and Mercer. The Blue Bar came out as a #1 Amazon bestseller, #1 in international thrillers. So that is fantastic. And long may you write, Damyanti. Charlie Donlea. Charlie Donlea, our next guest, is the critically acclaimed USA Today indie-bound and #1 internationally bestseller of, which of these books have you read, you all? Summit Lake, The Girl Who Was Taken, Don't Believe It, Some Choose Darkness, The Suicide House, and 20 Years Later. Published in more than 40 countries and translated into more than a dozen languages, the New York Times Book Review praised Donlea for, quote, writing an ending that makes your jaw drop, and I can attest to that. He was born and raised in Chicago, where he continues to live with his wife and 2 children. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you. Thank everyone for coming. Hope this will be fun.
And you just came from pickleball?
Just got back from pickleball, so I'm still a little warm. I'm cooling off now.
That's great. Well, we're glad you could make it. And our 4th panelist this evening, Mary Kubica. Welcome, Mary. Is the New York Times and USA Today bestselling author of many suspense novels, including The Good Girl, which you have all read, and The Other Misses, which you have all read, and Local Woman Missing, which you have all read. A former high school history teacher, Mary holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, in history and American literature. She lives outside of Chicago with her husband and 2 children. Her brand new book is Just the Nicest Couple, which is having this wild launch. I've never seen so many people at a launch party as I did at Mary's party. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, welcome to you all. So that is your cast of characters for this evening. You can see that we have a wonderful lineup for you, and we will start, as always, with our not quite 20 questions on these fabulous backroom cards, and I will ask the questions in the order that I see you. So, Charlie, that means we start with you. Charlie, describe one thing that's on your desk.
Oh, gosh. Right now? Gosh, there's lots of stuff on my desk. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to reveal too much. It's not really messy. I guess what I'm hiding is all the Christmas decorations that we still have not put away, that we moved from back here. My wife said, "Are you doing the Zoom tonight?" She goes, "I got to move all the Christmas stuff." So here, this and this are my Christmas decorations that are still out in the middle of January.
See, that is the writer's life. This is why we ask these questions. This is revealing, you all. I love that. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Damyanti, do you have any special talents?
Oh my God.
I'm just doing it in random order. What can I tell you? You got special talents.
Well, I am very good at organizing my books, which you can't see because my husband has very kindly put my books all over here. But if you see my bookshelves, which is all around this room, they are organized all alphabetically with everything. And I have a proper library, one of those cards which you can come in and you can actually ask for a book, and I know exactly where it is. So
My job.
Yeah, that's my special talent, organizing things.
Can you come over?
Yeah, right.
Does everybody want Damyanti to come over? That's amazing. Mine are just chaotic. I mean, they look nice, but they're just chaotic in every room. But I kind of know where they are, sort of. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Mary, what was your first job?
So my first job ever was I worked at a little candy store. This was back when I was in high school, and I worked at a little candy store in my town, selling candy. It was really fun. I got to take candy when I wanted it, so I really liked it.
Did you get tired of it? Tired of the candy? Was it?
Oh, I ate it in moderation, so I never got too tired of it.
And what was your favorite? Do you remember?
Sour Patch Kids, which are still my favorite. And I love the red and green ones. So whenever my daughter loves them now, so we always fight. She doesn't like the green ones, so I always get those, and then we have to fight over the red ones.
That's great. That's kind of adorable. That's adorable. Okay, Kimberly Belle, where did you grow up, and how do you think that affected your writing?
So I grew up in a teeny tiny town in Tennessee, Kingsport, Tennessee. And it's like upper east, up against North Carolina and Virginia, up against the Appalachian Mountains. And if you've read any of my books, I have a very Southern voice. I say y'all a lot, also written y'all. So that definitely has influenced how I speak and how I write.
And you share your time now between Atlanta
and Amsterdam. Yeah, my husband's Dutch. So we have one of our kids lives in Amsterdam. His whole family is there. So we're there as often as we can get over.
Wonderful. And Ashley is saying she grew up in East Tennessee. Beautiful area.
I love it.
Next question, Charlie, back to you. And it won't be embarrassing. Do you listen to music while you're writing, or do you need to have it quiet?
Listen to music. Especially, I just got done with the Christmas season. I mean, my favorite part of writing is the day after Thanksgiving. I start listening to Christmas music while I write, and then that ends on the day after Christmas. Then I go back to my country, which is what I usually have in the background.
What's your favorite song currently?
Oh gosh, how about my favorite artist is probably Maren Morris, who's I go on kicks. Zach Brown band. I don't know if I have a favorite. They all just sort of go in a loop.
Yeah, and it helps you write to have music
in the background. I mean, if I can find like on Spotify, I'll put on country instrumental, so there's no lyrics playing, and I'm just hearing the music without the words. Then that's perfect for me.
The words would get in the way. We should talk about that. Damyanti, are you superstitious?
Yes, a fair bit, especially about my books. So when I start writing a book, I never, ever, ever show a first draft to anybody at all. And it has happened once that somebody ended up seeing my first draft because it was open on the computer and they walked in, and thankfully I'd started just on chapter 1. I scrapped the book. I couldn't take it.
Wow, that is superstitious. That is
yes, I'm very superstitious.
I asked this question to somebody once and she says, I'm not superstitious, but I'm kind of stitious. You are superstitious. That's great.
Yes, I am.
Okay, you all are fantastic. And we're just about ready to break out into the back room. So let me first ask you quickly to tell us the book that you are recommending. And we'll start with the way that you are on the screen. So Charlie, what book are you recommending?
I am recommending All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I was one of the few people in the world that did not know who Ashley Flowers was. She's the host of a super popular podcast called Crime Junkie, which I just stumbled over the book, but I now listen to the podcast because it's great. But I'm a sucker for true crime, and this has a little bit of a taste of like the Jean Bonnet Ramsey case, where a young girl was killed, and years later they're still investigating it. And sort of as a classic setup, as a reporter goes back to her hometown or small hometown to look into it. Could not put it down. Loved every minute of it.
That's great. I'm looking at the comments as well. These are great. Elise L is saying, I listen to Crime Junkies all the time. Love Ashley Flowers. And Rachel says, love the recommendations. Yeah, because Karen and I cannot wait to tell you about all our favorite books, and we love to hear about other authors' favorite books as well. Damyanti, what are you recommending?
I'm recommending this one by Wanda Morris, Any Way You Run. I think it's a fantastic, super important book. It's set in 1964. Two Black sisters run away from their town after there's a murder of a white man. And I cried a whole lot. I cried a whole lot in the end. This book kind of destroyed me. And if you like your crime novels to have very deep research and characters you can't forget for days, I suggest you pick this up right away. I howled a lot. Yeah.
I love that book too. Did you see My Husband is Thanked in the Acknowledgements? He was one of the people who helped her with her research, since he was a civil rights worker and
Wow.
Jackson, Mississippi in the 60s. So she used him for research. So that was great. See, the community comes together.
And Wanda is an Atlanta author too. So I just have to shout out.
Yes. And we'll be together in Atlanta. We should invite you all in a couple of weeks for my new book. So you see it just we're just one big happy family. Mary, what are you recommending?
I'm recommending It's One of Us by J.T. Allison. So this one's not out until February, so you can pre-order it now so that it arrives right when it releases. And it's so incredible, as are all of JT's books. But this one is about a man and wife. They're trying to start their family. They've been dealing with infertility for quite a while, and it's really getting to them. And then a woman is murdered, and the murderer's DNA is linked to this man. And you come to find out that he has actually fathered a child before, who is now a murderer. And so the hunt for that person begins, but this woman begins to learn all sorts of things about her husband that she didn't know. And you meet so many other characters and really delve into their own stories. And it's so suspenseful, but also so incredibly moving too. I just loved it.
That's great. And you did not give anything away. That was a tour de force.
It's so hard. It's so hard in this genre not to.
I know. And JT will be here in the back room in a couple of weeks. So do not miss that. Make sure you sign up for that. Kimberly, what are you suggesting?
I am almost done with Reef Road by Deborah Goodrich Royce. And I was talking to Deborah, I don't know, I think probably 2 years ago or something. And she said, I'm working on this book, and it is about a woman whose childhood friend was murdered, and they never solved the murder. And she said that it was something that happened to her mother. So she based it on something from her real life. And so that's part of the story. And the other part is a writer who is obsessed with solving this mystery. So it's fabulous. And like I said, I have like this much to go. So I'll definitely be finishing it tonight.
I'll never tell. And isn't that a gorgeous cover?
Yes. Lovely.
Deborah,
and it's getting really great reviews. It's just out too. I think it came out the same day as Mary's, right?
So you all have a lot to read now, right? Not only these authors' books, but the wonderful recommendations. And we've just, how about that? The Magic Tom has put up the list of the recommendations in the chat. Wasn't that fun? We hope you enjoyed that taste of what a backroom session is like. But more fun comes immediately afterward. That's when the audience is broken up into 4 breakout rooms, and each author in turn visits each room. We'd love to show you what a breakout session is like, because those relaxed face-to-face conversations between best-selling authors and readers are the hallmark of backroom events. But breakout sessions are never recorded, because what's said in the back room stays in the back room.